Hello everybody and welcome back to another support VOD review. We've been doing a lot of these recently because, it's always fun to help people out. It's also the holiday season, so I figured, what, why not help a homie out? So if you want to introduce yourself, the character you're playing today, your in-game name, anything else that you might need to work on, go right ahead.
Alright, I am Morphic Shade. I'm starting here as Mercy. A little bit later I do switch over to Moira. I submitted the VOD review because I've been going back and forth from silver and gold for a while now. I think this is maybe my fourth time where I've gone back into silver, and I have a hard time figuring out what it is that I need to work on. I think that the specifics that I've been trying to practice are positioning and knowing when is the time to res and who to res. On Moira, I guess I'm just mostly working on my resource management right now.
Okay.
Perhaps
that's respectable too. To me, it seems like you're not really blaming your teammates, which is a good thing. I think your mindset is good. You're only level 54 on this account. I know you said that was a smurf, but I mean, you have some time to grind until there's a lot of jarring problems, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. In terms of Mercy mechanics, I do have a person who also does content like mine, but covers more of the main support characters. That's very good at Mercy. I don't know if you know Holy Shift Kid. I can link somewhere up here, maybe if I remember to do it on YouTube. Holy Shift Kid does really good stuff with Mercy, Brig, and Lucio so far. I think he also made a Moira guide. I just haven't gotten the chance to look over it. He's definitely someone to look into in terms of like hardcore Mercy mechanics, because I play Mercy, I just kind of pick her and I play whatever. In terms of like what the beam prefers, whether your guardian angel is like on your beam target or like to that target, I don't know all the answers to that. For me, I just don't have it to prefer beam. I think prefer beam is better, but it's harder to master. Something like that.
I was just gonna say that you may see that in this game because I just switched it to that new one a couple weeks ago, and I've noticed that even if I'm facing somebody and I have the little blue arrows, like how it shows here for Mimi, that it'll still take me backwards towards whoever I have the beam on, which has thrown me into a fight before and then I die. It's actually really annoying. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong with the new setting. I really appreciate you mentioning Holy Shift Kid, because I do meet people that are support mains and they go, oh yeah, I'll totally help you. As soon as I mention Mercy, they go, oh, that's the only one I don't play.
Holy Shift Kid is very, very good at Mercy. I would consider Mercy to be like his character outside of Brig, because I mean Brig's been so good for so long, so he's been playing that a lot. But I'll send you a link to that, and I'll also, after the VOD, I'll tell everyone. Another thing, disregard that. Anyways, the thing that I'm going to try to teach you, since I'm not the best at the mechanics of Mercy, because quite frankly the mechanics of Mercy are very niche. They're important if you're gonna like one trick Mercy, but if you just pick up Mercy every now and then, what's more important is that I teach you kind of like the macro concepts, or otherwise the reasons why you pick Mercy, when to damage, when to heal, and when playing a different character would be better.
I love this. Okay, yeah. That all sounds like really, really good stuff for me, because I do struggle sometimes figuring those out.
All right, so let's start with the ideas here. Actually, let me turn down the music a little bit, because it is a little bit loud. Okay, that should be a little bit better. So the big thing with Mercy is that you want to play her kind of with a more spam pick-based heroes. The reason being is because her healing is single target, and the healing isn't necessarily fantastic by any means. The thing that really makes her stand out is her damage boost and how you're utilizing the damage boost. So the big thing here, if you're being forced to play Mercy in this composition, which I'll go into which character I think you should play instead, and like which characters could work. The main goal of what you're trying to do. Oh wait, you probably can't see this on OBS. It's called spam. I just wrote down spam chat. I can't write. Anyways, the big thing that I'm trying to say here is you want to be damage boosting mostly to people that are going to be doing passive, like ranged damage, pretty much. So, for example, like Soldier. Soldier gets a lot more value because you're applying a damage boost to every single shot, and it allows him to get picks very, very easily. I was just streaming recently, actually, like an hour ago. I was playing Ashe, and I was talking about how my team didn't have a Mercy, and their team did, and it pretty much made the other DPS can't really do anything. They have to rely on it. It's kind of crazy how well or how good damage boost is in lower elos. It kind of makes the other DPS not get to do anything on the enemy team if they don't also have a Mercy. In this case, they do, so you just have to keep that in mind. It's kind of a niche tip, but damage boost is definitely very, very strong, and I think people undervalue it a lot, and it makes Mercy it's kind of why Mercy's good.
One thing I'll say, I try really hard not to blame other people, but I do still acknowledge that if I give someone damage beam, especially at lower ranks, like I was bronze even earlier this season, sometimes it's almost not worth it, because if they're not able to actually hit any of their shots, then I should probably just go for someone that has an easier time hitting them, almost like a soldier that's in his ult, or maybe even Symmetra, because you know, that particular player, that particular game is landing more of their shots because it's just a beam.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I have kind of struggled because I feel like as I moved from bronze into silver, it's dicey. Sometimes I get that character that's on, you know, an Ashe or a Pharah or an Echo or a soldier, and it's working out great, or even like a McCree. And other times, the person who I feel like I really should be pocketing, don't ever hear that, you know, the tick sound when you know they land a shot.
Okay.
And it's it makes me question if I'm getting as much value doing it that way. So if we're struggling to get through something like a choke, or we're struggling to cap a point, I might even throw it on a diva or something just so that I can get past where we're at. Probably should have just switched.
I mean, here's the hard part about Mercy and Brig and Lucio. Well, not as much Lucio, but Mercy and Brig, they're harder to climb at lower ranks because of the reason that you just said. Like you have to make sure that the people that you're pocketing are actually doing something, because you can only do so much. You can make a good team better, but a bad team, it's very hard to make them better. So here's the thing. If you realize that the soldier is like not hitting anything, he is just shooting air, but like, for example, I mean, here's the thing. I still think you should damage boost a soldier at the start of a fight, pretty much no matter what, because he's just going to shoot a shield anyways. Like, it's not the end of the world. But let me give you some other situations in which damage boosting a target would actually do a lot of work for you. So, for example, if you're walking in on this composition and you're forced to play Mercy, let's say that your Zarya is like 80% on grav and is max charge walking into the enemy team. Damage boosting that over a soldier is completely reasonable, because you're gonna help that Zarya get the ult faster. That's a use that you could use for damage boost. It's kind of like a nano that you just use on the go, but without the damage reduction, which is why damage boost is so good, because it's the same amount.
Yeah.
I think. I might be wrong. Or, for example, the Rhine swinging into the enemy team. Your soldier's not currently shooting right now. You can go fly over, damage boost your Rhine, because Guardian Angel, the flying cooldown, is only on 2 seconds. So, realistically, you're going to be able to fly back by the time that soldier finishes his flank. And the only way that he's going to get to shoot people is if he's in LOS of you and the enemy team. So LOS isn't really a problem. If you see these situations, like, for example, if you were damage boosting the soldier, but this Zarya was on a hog instead, she gets a hook on, or the hog gets a hook on a tank, fly over and damage boost them. There's always different, you can always rotate, because Guardian Angel's on a 2-second cooldown, no matter what. So there's no excuse to not look around and look for opportunities. Also, yeah, the thing you said about Tac Visor, almost always damage boost that, because it'll just shred. It'll shred faster.
That's like big money. I did have a game where someone was doing that into the enemy Symmetra shield. That was one of the only times I think I did not continue to boost that.
I mean, the thing is, it's really, you have to kind of look around the situation and see what could be done better. Because, I mean, if the Reinhardt is like in their team and the sim wall is up, it doesn't really matter. Like, just damage boost the Rein, he'll just shit on everyone. But if everyone, if they're trying to take space, and I would still damage boost the soldier, because then the moment that they do go inside the soldier's LOS, they're dead. They're cooked. You
Can
have
I
to
ask you a weird question?
Go ahead.
What's your opinion on boosting a Symmetra or a Baby Diva so that Symmetra gets her like level 3 beam faster, or Baby Diva gets her mech sooner? I don't do it if it's really risky, but if she's just in the back and we're pretty safe and they need to need a little boost, I usually will do that.
So okay, here's the rule. If a character's in a situation where they can get activated harder based off of your beam, go for it. Damage boost them. If this Symmetra is like looking to walk in with her level 3 beam, I don't know if it actually charges it up sooner. It might. If she's looking to get in there with her beam and she's already on the enemy team and she doesn't need to close distance, because that's the big thing here. She needs to close distance. If she's already in there, go ahead and damage boost her. Excuse me. Yeah, dude, this mic. This mic, boys. Oh my... Sorry, it's just making my voice crack. I don't know what it is. Anyways, the thing is here is that Soldier and like Ashe and Pharah, they don't need to close the distance. Therefore, Mercy works really well with them because Lucio kind of makes up for the fact that she needs to close distance to do the damage. So they're almost always going to be activated. Therefore, they don't need the mobility. They just need more damage. If that makes sense.
So that's why it's better to boost them.
I mean, I mean, by the way their characters work too, like the hit scan, they just do more damage from range. It's kind of crazy. The thing is that Mercy damage boost is going to be good on almost every single character. It's just that some characters need different things. Some characters are not going to be activated because they need something else to compensate for it. So like Reinhardt, he's not always going to be in the enemy team when you're running Mercy, so why would you damage boost him the whole time? But if he's swinging away and they can't do anything and he's getting like 3 people cleaved, you can damage boost that Rein and he's going to get shatter really quick and probably kill a lot more.
Okay.
Obviously it's situational. It's situational, but it's important to understand the reasoning behind why you're doing damage boost. It's what's activated right now and what's getting the value right now. What could get more value if I was on a different character kind of thing. So in this situation... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I was under the impression that for Echo and Pharah, one of the, I guess, reasons why Mercy works so well is that they're so far removed from the rest of the team that having the Mercy with her own self-heal is ideal, so they don't have to constantly try to find a health pack or always come back to their other healer. And then with like Ashe, you can get your ult charge faster and you're not taking the heals from your other support, so that like in this case Mimi can get who's playing Ana can get nano fast. But I didn't actually realize that there was something to the ranged aspect that you were just mentioning.
Give me a second.
And another thing I'll also note about this is that Jedrick, our Rein in this game, is struggling, I think, a little bit with positioning. So there is a couple of moments where I type, because I wasn't in voice chat. For some reason, my button for my voice chat only works when I'm dead. So I had to ask him a couple times if he could move forward a little bit. So there's a lot of times where like our Zarya is in front of the shield. It did force my hand a little bit into some more healing than I probably usually would have preferred to do.
Okay. I'm going to explain something real quick. Okay. So if you're ever running an Echo with a Mercy or a Pharah with a Mercy, you're still generally going to be pocketing those people. Like, because they're in the sky, and if they want to be more aggressive, they need that Mercy pocket to really get in there and be more aggressive. The thing is that there's nothing stopping you from saying, hey, Echo, I'm disconnecting from you, damage boosting the Rein for when they walk in, and then for 2 seconds later, go right back up into the sky and help the Echo. There's nothing stopping you. Unless the Echo is also going in with the Rein and shredding people, it's okay for you to disconnect and go onto a Rein. I'm not going to say... The thing is, those situations are... When we're talking about it right now, it kind of seems like those situations are going to happen a lot, but they're not, because Mercy doesn't generally get used with Rein. She's used with, I don't know, like Wrecking Ball and Sigma and Hog. So, I mean, it's easier to visualize with those characters. With something like Rein, I mean, you're going to have a lot of Rein players in Silver games, and if you do want to play Mercy, you're going to have to kind of learn how to play with it.
Yeah, and I also... I got lucky with Mimi, our Ana, because she was landing a lot of her shots and seemed like she was comfortable with Ana, but some other games that I've had where I try to do the pocket, my team almost immediately goes to critical, like across 2 or 3 different other people. So I have to drop out of the sky too often to feel like I'm really even giving the Pharaoh or the Echo the support that they need. And I usually will just switch in that case.
That's very situational. It's hard to kind of explain everything to you there. But I'm sure we'll get into that. Like, we'll get to that in the VOD.
Yes, yeah.
So the last thing I'm going to say, and then we'll start it. Better characters for Ryan Soldier are just Moira, Lucio, Bap, Ana are like the best ones, I guess. But if I were to say right now, the best 2 characters to be playing would be Bap, Lucio, or Moira, Lucio. Ana and Mercy are like not very good with Brawl right now because Bap and Moira just do more healing, and Lucio just allows for them to get activated by like brawling close. That being said, if it's this if it's lower than like 4.3, it really doesn't matter what you play as long as you understand everything about that character and can think through every situation. It doesn't really matter. Do you have any other questions before we start?
I don't think so. No.
All right, then let's commence the VOD review, and let's go here. You're probably going to be damage boosting the soldier, like I said, but it doesn't matter. It does kind of matter. I'd be damage boosting the soldier just because he has range. He can get activated right away, but we can switch stuff up as we go. Right off the bat, I just want to make sure that you're really using the most of your Guardian Angel.
Okay.
Like your fly. You have it on 2 seconds. There's no reason for you to not be mobile as Mercy.
Okay.
There are times where you can just chill, but the thing with Mercy is that you're not really mechanically challenged on Mercy because you don't need to hit shots. You need to be moving and get as much information for yourself and for your team. That's the thing with Mercy right now. There's not a whole lot of like, oh, I need to hit this shot there. I need to wait for my sleep dart to do this. No, all of your stuff is pretty much on all the time.
Right.
So you need to make sure that you're playing very, very fast, kind of thing.
Love it. That's probably what drew me to the character the most. Some of my friends, they ask me, they're like, do you really even need to be Guardian Angeling here? Or are you just doing it because it looks cool? I'm like, no, it's really important.
Always be moving. Always be moving.
Yeah.
Because if you're standing still on Mercy, it just makes you an easy target. But
so here, would you say that I should be somewhere else, or that I should have maybe GA'd in a little faster?
I mean, I would just say make sure that you're next to Berserker here, and that he's not going to go out of LOS.
Okay, so even closer to him.
It's not necessarily like a mistake right now, but what I'm saying is like preemptively, like, hey, this might become a problem because GA is like you want to be activating that a lot, unless it's like I'm gonna GM to the enemy team and I'm gonna GA out. Like, don't do that. But always no. It's better than strafing because you're moving extremely fast, and there's a lot of weight you can space within GA. You can backwards GA. That's like the hardest thing. You can mercy jump. You can just do the normal one that sometimes throws people off. There's a lot of ways to move with GA, and you got to use it to kind of get better with it. Like right here, this is fine. I just feel like this may be a problem down the road where it's gonna, I don't know, where you're gonna struggle a lot more. Okay, I'm fine that you're healing the Rhine. Keep on damage boosting the soldier. Okay. Was this the res you were talking about before we started?
Yeah, this was the res. I didn't look around too well, so I didn't see him initially. I heard him, but I didn't realize he was actually right next to me when I started this. I think if I had super jumped onto that ledge on the left there, may have been smarter because I could still from high ground beam people, and then maybe damage boost would have given someone the ability to kill the Genji, so I could come back for the res after. I can't think of any other perhaps play other than maybe over the bus to soldier.
Okay, so first of all, BAP would be really good. Okay, that's not a B. Okay, you get it. BAP would be really good in this situation. I mean, it would have helped a lot of the splash damage you were taking.
Okay.
The other thing I would say is that what I said with that Guardian Angel thing, I think it would help you out a lot. Because if you Guardian Angeled from here to this wall, it'd be easier for you to see, like, everything that's going on. Because right now, it kind of seems like you're really focusing on, oh my, like, who am I healing? Who's crits? All, like, very simple stuff that, I mean, quite frankly, it's really hard to heal as Mercy into this comp. And then you kind of, the thing with Mercy that you always want to do is you always want to know what's going on all the time. There's never a moment that you should be focusing on healing and looking. I mean, that's not right. That's not true. It's just that it's a lot easier to focus on, like, here's who I need to heal, here's who's crit, because it's just a click, and then you look around. And you're constantly seeing threat levels and stuff. You need to make sure that you're playing faster in a sense that you're going to be able to give yourself more information so you know where to fly next. Or you know if you really do need a super jump. Because, quite frankly, you were just caught in the open, and it was unlucky because you didn't know what was going on because you didn't allow yourself to really know what was going on. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, so if I had looked around more and I'd actually seen, had the awareness of seeing this Genji there, probably.
Yeah, I mean, from the start he was right here, but no one saw that. It's just like you're like right here. It was like, okay, I see Ryan crit. Let me keep making sure that Ryan's within this. But you can do that while also being like, okay, I hear a Genji. Locate this Genji? Locate where they are. Why is let's see where the TP is going. Kind of just awareness stuff because you're not being challenged mechanically with like aim or anything on this character. But let's see what you do here. Okay, this is a fine GA. You damage boost the soldier. Cool. All right, you're helping out the Ryan. This is totally fine. Thing is, like, this right here, you quick scout over there. Now let's see where my soldier is. Oh, my soldier's there. I can, like, Guardian Angel through here. That's a little bit risky, but I think just, like, overall, make sure that you're moving around and trying to get as much information as possible. Healing isn't really needed because, I mean, look where they are. They're all max HP. It's just, I think you understand that, though. It's just in terms of, like, get the cogs rolling faster, if that makes sense. Like, all right. Everyone's max. All right, now I'm doing damage boost. Where's my soldier so I can help him out since we're not really... These characters aren't really activated. What character is going to be constantly activated? Well, that's my soldier.
Right. Who's on the other side of this?
Who's on the other side? So here's the thing. The 4 seconds that you were looking at here, you could have looked over, oh, my soldier's on that side of the pillar. Look back. Okay, they're still there. I'm going to go help my soldier now.
Okay.
Instead of standing being like, okay, no one's here. All right, my Ryan's chilling. Let me heal him. All right, what's going on? Okay, I'm waiting. Kind of thing. There's always something that you can do more. As Mercy. Well, that's not... You can always get more information in this situation.
Okay.
I think that's a better wording for it. Because right here, they're not activated. You could be looking for Soldier to activate him, who, if you would have been damage boosting him this whole time, he would have already had a visor before a minute.
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of, that's kind of crazy. Right here,
looks like he rotated left because I didn't go right. Also,
I mean, now he's here too. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, always make sure that you have tabs on where everyone is and where all the enemies are, because you can do that as Mercy. As Ana, it's really hard to do that because you have to focus on healing. You have to focus on when am I going to nade? When am I going to sleep? Do they have something that's going to dive me? As Mercy, it's like I can fly around for I have 2-second cooldown. I'm not really going to get punished for that in these elos at least. Let me make sure that I can set my team up the best, because that's all you really can do as Mercy.
True.
So that's something to look at. Okay, that's good. They were antsied, so you started the damage boost. Right, you're just healing. Cool. You see the Ryan behind him. You're just chilling right now.
Well, the poor Echo.
It's just really hard to play Mercy in this composition. You never want to be really like stacked with your team as Mercy, because that kind of leaves you vulnerable. Because you have so much mobility, you're allowed to be a little bit more disconnected because you can just GA back as long as they're in line of sight. Like, you being right here with your team, it was correct in the sense that you're playing Brawl, but as Mercy, it doesn't really quite mesh. And that's why I think that's why you might be struggling this game, is because Mercy into Brawl is really difficult to pull off. And it's just never... the characters weren't meant to, like, be together, if that makes sense. But if you're with your Soldier, what the Soldier really should be doing is just getting up top here and just flanking. And if you have the opportunity to tell your DPS, like, hey, you have Mercy, you can, like, be aggressive with the flanks, go ahead and tell them that. Because here's the thing. It's like what we were talking about earlier. If your Soldier was up here, you could easily help your Ana here if she's starting to take a lot of damage, because you can just fly to her. Or you can just jump over this, fly back, fly up here. The more... That's why... This is my last point. This is why it's all coming together. The reason why Mercy's tough in Brawl is because everyone is stacked, and your mobility goes down because of that. Meanwhile, in ball compositions, people are all over the place. They're trying to surround. You have a lot more mobility that way because your team is allowing you to be more mobile.
That makes so much sense. I have felt that in so many games, and I never really knew why. I just knew that some other games felt like I was more enabled, and I was able to move around more, and I got more out of, I guess, my character.
Yeah.
And I think I maybe got tunnel vision here because my
Yeah.
soldier's at low health and I just get beamed by an echo right there in the hotel. If I had looked, I could have seen they were trying to come in through there and maybe even moved off to the right.
Yeah.
Avoided some of that. Yeah.
I mean, and that's what I was saying. Like when people play Mercy in these Elos, it's kind of like the DPS just get a not get to play the game button on the enemy team. That's pretty much what Mercy is. But the thing is, your DPS has to like take advantage of that. If he's not taking advantage of it in this situation right here, I mean, he was earlier. He was playing here, but he didn't get supported enough, so he was forced out. If you're here the whole time, he's a lot more menacing.
Okay.
Yes, it was tunnel vision in a way, but the thing is, if I'm just like, oh, yeah, you're tunnel visioning, just don't tunnel vision, lol. Like, that's not going to help you at all. And that's what a lot of content creators do. And they're like, oh, just stop tunnel visioning, bro. And it doesn't really help anyone. This is why you're tunnel visioning, kind of. So.
Okay, yeah.
Let's keep her going. Looks like you guys win this fight. Maybe your team just wins because you have Pogger's teammates, for lack of a better term. All right, yeah, you guys definitely win this. All right. Not a whole lot you can do really better here because, I mean, you don't have a teammate to come to you, so. Now you see the people are there. I would just guard an angel quicker because there's, 2 seconds. I'm always gonna be annoying about that. Like, well, just a guardian angel.
Here's where my amazing aim comes in.
And you know what? Here's the thing, right? While it could be better, it's not gonna make a whole lot of a difference on this character.
Okay.
It's really not. This character is all about understanding macro concepts and understanding how the character fits and when you should switch. Okay. That's what main support really is, and getting information to your team. That's why, I don't know if you've seen the main support video that I had. It's kind of bad because it was like
try and look for
9 months ago. I'll send it to you after this. It was like 9 months ago, and the production quality was just a lot worse 9 months ago for me. That's why main support gives like alt tracking and is the leader of the team in terms of like information, because you're not challenged to be hitting all these crazy shots. Okay. Therefore, you have more room in your kit, in your brain, to kind of lead the team in different places. That's why the like Mercy players and Brig players and Lucio players, they are telling alts and where people are, kind of thing. Because you have the opportunity to do that because you're not being stretched in millions of different ways.
Should say I'm still working on that.
I mean, yeah, it's not like alt tracking. That's a skill that you're just going to have to practice at. And quite frankly, no one alt tracks in ladder, but it's a nice, when you do have a main support that does alt track in ladder, it really does make a difference. I have
a friend that does it really well, and I'm trying to learn so I can be as good as he is at it.
that honestly could be a concept for a video I make. If I like how to like learn to alt track.
I would watch that like 6 times.
That might actually be a good idea.
Would love it.
So let's see here. You almost have Valk, so that's typically an engagement ult, but you also have to make sure that you're not over-ulting with your team. You could also do it when this Genji blades, which honestly, at this level, when they're going to be nanoblading, if you hear like, you're powered up, get in there, and the Genji dashed up, I would just hit Valk and try to get in the air and just start flying around
Save
crazy.
My life.
Yeah. I mean, at this rank, I think that's a pretty easy way because a lot of people run nanoblade.
I feel like I still end up dying a lot when I do that, but I usually have no other option to try to save my life. I don't know if I Valk too soon habitually, but it feels like when I get Valk, I use it within a few seconds almost every time.
Let me draw it out for you. This is Genji. Genji dashes up.
Yeah.
And then this is you with Valk in the air. And then this is your team. So here's the thing. He'll dash up, get the nano. You'll see it. You're Valked in the air. He'll try to dash to you. The moment that you see him dash, all you need to do, fly back down to your team. Then you need to fly back up in the air. And then if you get to do that, he doesn't get a dash reset, and now he's pretty much dead.
Okay.
The whole idea of Nanoblade is if he uses a dash and he doesn't kill someone, you won. Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Because if he can't kill someone off the start, or he can't keep chaining it, he's not going to. Unless your team is really, really stupid and just is like, oh, let's all walk on Nanoblade and die. Like,
yeah.
The thing is, the better the Genji, it's harder to do that.
Yeah. And
but
sometimes
that's the way
they'll
to
kill
do it.
the other support, and then if I do drop, then they kill me. Or I think sometimes I'm even slow on noticing that they've got blade, and then I try to fly up, but I'm not high enough yet. If that makes sense.
The big rule with dodging blades as Mercy into Genji is when he dashes at you, or you fly literally like the same exact time back at him.
Oh, okay.
Because he's locked in this animation. You're not locked in the animation, so you have a lot more liberty too.
Yeah.
But you need to time it almost like a little bit before, like when he's like here, so that he doesn't get the slash off before you start flying.
Okay, I'll practice that.
It's really just keeping tabs on when you think he's gonna dash.
Might be able to get a friend and have them just have their ult with no cooldown and just keep practicing.
Yeah, just keep flying away. You'd need to have 3 friends for it, but it would be doable. Oh man, this mic. Oh, voice cracks. I need a new mic, guys. Okay. But yeah, let's keep going here. If you have a Grav and she's like, "Oh, Graviton Surgery's ready," I honestly wouldn't Valk.
Seems right now, I'd be telling. A little bit far forward, but I was trying to tell the Rhine to come up with me.
Oh no, the Rhine should be taking space. Yes, the Rhine should be. You're 100% right with that. If anything, your soldier should also be taking space, like up here and flanking, because he has the Mercy pocket, and you're running. Like you kind of have to get some value out of it, because right now you're not.
Got scared. I was like, I don't want to like tell the soldier to go up even farther ahead, but would really.
I mean, that's his job. He's legs. The only thing that legs has over Cassidy right now is his legs and flanking. Oh, that's why he's called legs, to be honest, because he just flanks around all the time.
Okay.
If soldier isn't flanking, he's playing soldier wrong.
Since I don't have the voice comms really working, I usually tell my friends to tell other people things for me, or I have to type.
So right here, I would still be. The thing right now is that you need to be with your soldier and just like screw your team. In the, like just walk in with your soldier, and make sure that you're always keeping tabs on Ana so that she doesn't have to use nade on herself.
Okay.
It's really difficult to pull off Mercy when you're not like comfortable with her in a. I'm not gonna say you're not comfortable with her, but you're not like GM level Mercy, so it's hard to pull off in a brawl comp because it's not where she's supposed to be played.
Right.
So right now I'd just be walking up the stairs, trying to follow your soldier. Like you could be backpedaling here, healing your Ana, helping her out with the Genji. The team turns around, and now you're with soldier who should be back here, and then kills the Ana for free, kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
This is just really bad that like no one's turning around.
I think I said maybe like 3 times that Genji was there, but I couldn't figure out what to do about him because I knew I couldn't hit him.
Yeah, you can't really do anything about it. Your team just has to turn around. Like, it's that simple. This is a good Valk immediately after you get shattered to try to win the fight. I'd be damage boosting though. Okay, yeah, now you're damage boosting because everyone's antied.
I knew that Genji was still there, so he was giving me some anxiety. I think I dropped on him.
So here's the thing. You don't need to give him that much attention. The only thing that you're going to do is just know that he's there, right?
Okay.
So if you're giving him more attention, you have to be on a character like, I don't know, like Zen or Ana, or maybe even Moira that you can actually kill. But in this situation, what are you going to do? The longer that you look at him, he's winning.
Yeah, you know? I think I give him even more attention here in a half a second.
Yeah. So here's the thing. You need to like, as Mercy, everything's about getting as much information all the time and make sure that you're optimizing when you're healing and you're damaging. You're not going to kill that Genji. The most important thing is that you know where he is. Okay, cool. I know where he is. I know where my Ana is. I'm healing for now. What else can I do in the meantime? Like, always be looking somewhere else. Because right now you're looking at the Genji for 3 seconds and you're just like, oh god, what is he going to do? But it doesn't really matter what he does until he actually does it. Because then you'll hear that he does it. You don't need to watch and wait for him to do something. As Ana, it's a little different because you need to make sure that you sleep him at the right time, and it's a lot more demanding mechanically. But in this situation, it's like, well, okay, what am I going to do? Hey guys, their Genji's behind on our Ana. Let's turn around if you have the voice comms to do it, and move on from there.
Okay.
The Glock here is inspirational only because your team should already be helping you, in which they finally do once you pull out the Glock.
Sometimes if people hear the Glock, I feel like they turn around more. It's probably just
I mean, it sucks that you don't have voice communication because that really makes Mercy as a character.
I have to figure out why it's not working for me.
Okay, that's a good jump. It's impressive that you know how to super jump at this low of an elo, because that's something that my GM teammates don't even know.
Really?
To be honest. Yeah, there's a lot of GM supports that don't know how to do that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's probably my favorite part about her is all of the really cool mobility things you can do with her.
You don't need to be super scared here, by the way. You can play on this corner to allow her to go even further.
Okay.
The Genji's still behind. Just keep in mind that you don't really need to be super scared in terms of like where you are in the map, because you always are going to have teammates to fly to. Always. Okay. So you can use that Guardian Angel mobility a lot faster. So you hear the Genji behind. This would be a quick like, hey, who's behind me? Where is this guy behind me? I hear him walking. Where's my soldier? Why is he still not flanking? Like, you know, simple stuff. Yeah. Because now he's about to get dove. Well, let's actually watch it from here. He's about to get dove, and you're not going to be able to help him because you don't know what's going on. Okay, look, there's just no way. This Genji's jumping behind him. Berserker, what's going on, man? Aww. Oh, like stuff like that. If you're just looking like, oh, I hear this. Hey, soldier, there's a Genji behind you. Granted, this soldier should already be looking around, but he's not. So, you know, you gotta help him out. I don't know if Berserker's one of your friends.
He's not. Generate and Mimi are.
Okay. Rez was very scary considering he just bladed, but you kind of did it right when he started blading, so, you know, whatever. I'll give it to you. This is just tough because you're running Mercy into Brawl and you can't do anything. You can't. If you're on BAP, you save that fight for them. If you're on Moira even, you maybe get Cole and save that fight for them. But if your soldier isn't going to flank, and people aren't going to get aggressive and keep walking, the damage boost isn't going to do anything. You got to realize that and probably just switch sooner. Granted, there are things that you could do better on this character right now. This heal is fine. You're just trying to get your Valk. Cool. Now that she's max, damage boost. So I would argue that the fact that this Zarya is max charge and is activated right now gets more done than the soldier.
Absolutely.
This is one of those things that's like this. You can damage boost this. You can damage boost this for sure. I wouldn't go for the res only because it's 13 seconds. But even if you did have the res, you're not going to get that off. They're just going to walk in you.
Yeah, I didn't look at the time on it, and I got up there with 8 seconds before the res was available, which is.
Oh, wait, that was a really good super jump though.
It's like, oh man, brain fart. I guess I can't get it. It's so slow the way that my mind processed that.
Okay, so you have Valk. It's a good engagement. I would Valk here. Nice. Damage boost. Tell your team to walk in. All right, you're healing now. You can Guardian Angel in there because you already know what's going on behind you. You can Guardian Angel in and just look at what's going on here and see what you could do better. Maybe if you find a support in the back that you want a quick pistol, that's great. Or if this Genji's starting to target you, which he is, just make him not target you. Just go meow, meow. You know, you have the mobility to do it, so try it out. I mean, don't. It's gonna be hard because you have to figure out when it's time to do that and not, so you don't feed. But it's important that you get used to mobility because right now it's like I don't know what's going on. Is my Rhine really in danger after that pin? Because if they're not all right here and they were all the way back here and the Rhine just pinned in, it's not that dangerous. But in this situation, it's really dangerous, and you didn't know any better. See, like it's only a quick flick away. See, you get this good res after the fight. Cool. Now you're walking forward. Get on that soldier. Help the Zarya. That's fine. Okay, that's enough because you do have an Ana, and your soldier is pushing really far. Enable the soldier.
Okay.
Because this is already a fight win. You helped the Zarya enough, and now you're just trying to clean up. So damage boosting a soldier here is really strong, which you should be doing.
But I need to get in there.
Yeah, and guess what? You have Guardian Angels, so there's really nothing to be scared of, you know? He's doing something good because right now, you're just cleaning up the fight that you already won. Enabling him makes it so that maybe he even kills these guys that are staggering. Not even staggering, they're just pushing out too far before another fight starts. They're jumping the gun. This is him being aggressive in a good situation. And you should enable him to do that.
Okay.
Because right here, you're missing out on a lot of picks before a fight starts. That could cost a game. Right here, no one's active. Yeah. Be aggressive. This game's all about being aggressive. You can't let up. The more aggressive you are, the better the game is going to play to you.
Okay.
Right here, where's your soldier? I don't know where my soldier is. He's all the way back there? Well, look around. Make sure you know where he is. Also right here, damage boost your soldier. He's the one that's activated right now. Now your Zarya is activated. Now you can damage boost, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And the moment that she stops being activated, where's your soldier? Well, you should know that. Quick, go over and click it. Makes a big difference.
I had a hard time figuring what side of that shield to stand on.
I mean, to be honest, it's like the more you're flying around, it's going to be super unpredictable. People aren't going to shoot you. Right there, you're healing for too long. She's not taking damage, and the Ryan's getting overwhelmed. Kill the Ryan faster, you know?
Right.
Damage
and
boost
soldier's right in front of me.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Your Zarya is activated on max charge. I think damage boosting the Zarya that's almost on grab. Like that's an okay option to do. Healing it, you don't need to heal right now. You just need to clean up. Like, see how much damage she does with that damage boost? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Overall, it's not bad though. Like, you know how to super jump, which I mean, that'll get you SR on your own, or on its own rather. But do you have any questions before we go into the next half?
Oh, I feel like I noticed a lot of what you were saying, maybe subconsciously, and I just didn't respond to it fast enough in the game. I did notice it was really hard, but I couldn't figure out why, and eventually I thought I switched over to Moira at some point.
You do switch over at the end. Yeah, at the end.
Okay. Yeah. But I probably should have done that a lot sooner. And then even while I was on Mercy, being able to figure out who to beam and which beam to give them when probably could have maybe made it easier on me. Rather than as hard as it felt.
Damage boost is like 70 to 75% what you're using Mercy for, if not more. Like, damage boost is the whole reason why you pick Mercy.
Okay.
Because, well, it's not the whole reason, but it's the definitive reason. That, and she's really easy to survive on. You should not be dying as Mercy unless you like really fuck up. Or if they also have a Mercy, or if it's double sniper. But realistically, Mercy has a lot more survivability than a lot of other characters in the game. It's really hard to die in Mercy. Because you got Guardian Angel every 2 seconds. There's no reason to really be dying. Because if they don't kill you within 2 seconds, you're living. Because you have somewhere else to go.
Yeah.
So, let's see what you do here. I would be damage boosting the soldier right off the rip. Or at least asking him to peek you. That's on him because he didn't peek you. But immediately once, you just have to keep looking to get to him. I wouldn't give up. I would just get to him at all costs.
I'm not sure if I try again or not. I don't really remember.
Because like, here's the thing. You're healing things that aren't going to really get anything out of your heals because they're kind of cheap compared to BAP or Moira or I guess Ana in this situation. You need to be getting damage, which is going to heal them retroactively in the long run more.
I'm going to take a second here to type at some point.
Okay, heal amp. You just get the
like right
going.
here, I was asking him to move forward,
I think that just Soldier is so much more beneficial to damage boost here. Even though your Zarya is max charge, that's all great. But your whole strategy right now is take different angles with the Soldier and just try to get really a lot of value off that off angle because you don't have a Lucio to walk in with.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
When they walk, they're going to have an advantage to do it, and Mercy's not going to be enough to stop them from doing it. So right here, I would... Yeah, what's up?
I think that's probably maybe one of the biggest things right now that I'm getting from this is that I need to almost invert my mindset with Mercy from, dealing with around the tanks and the larger team body and go off on these flanks with whoever that primary target, the boost
if you're playing for the tanks, that's for Moira, BAP, and Ana.
Okay.
If you're playing for Mercy, you need to be looking for utility and damage and resurrections and making sure you're not dying with and getting Valk through damage really.
Okay. Yeah.
Playing with your tanks, if you're looking to play with tanks, just play Moira. If you're struggling with BAP and Ana.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Ball, unless it's Sig, or maybe even Hog. But you're going to be able to catch up to your tanks because they're going to always be in line of sight. Almost always they're going to be in line of sight of wherever the flank is.
Okay.
So you don't need to be at your tanks. You need to be on the flank, which is going to be harder to fly to.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's keep it going here.
This is when I'm typing.
Yeah, all good. I'm not... Well, you shouldn't type here. Well, obviously, sure. You should just get a mic.
Yeah.
If your mic's not working, whatever. Okay, like, this is fine that you're, like, with your tank. But the thing is, I think what would be better is still the off angle. They're not looking at it, and if you damage boost it, he just dies quicker.
Yeah. That could
you
be
also
really
don't need to
safe
heal
in the
too much.
staircase.
Yeah. So now the Genji's going after him, and he's gonna die because you're not with him. Let's watch. Let's get an F in the chat for Berserker. Okay, maybe not if this Genji's bad. But... Okay, now you get to him. Okay, that was actually good. I wasn't expecting you to do that. Look at that. See how the DPS gets to do nothing? The DPS gets to do nothing on the enemy team after that. Because you healed him.
True.
Here's the thing. If you would have still been with him in damage boosting, this Ryan wouldn't have gotten nano. And you would have won the fight. But I'm not going to go that deep. I'm just showing you... Because you would have killed him before the Ana got to nano. Now I super jump up and help the soldier on the off. Oh, that works too. Let's see the Valk because they're engaging. Nice. Okay, the moment that he tack visors, I don't care who's low, you damage boost that shit. Unless everyone's low. Because that's going to win you the game. Unless the soldier's low. Because he's the one that everyone's focusing on. Realistically, no one else is going to die. That could be very situational, but... I don't know, just keep that in mind. You can still fly up to that soul. Just because it gives you, even just quicker, because it gives you mobility. Instead of just sitting like... strafing this way.
It not for a res, but for just moving.
For just mobility. Yeah, no. Yeah. Just utilize the mobility more. You're going to see that Mercy's like meant for her mobility the more you use it. And now you get to resist
tame it down. So I'm encouraged to hear you say that because now I'm like, oh, I can actually play her how I want to.
I mean, yeah, it's obviously don't fly into a team. I mean, you're gonna make mistakes, but like if someone flames you, fuck them, dude. Like you're gonna be 1,000 SR up in like a month, and they're not gonna matter. So, you know,
it's the fun part of playing Mercy is the mobility. If it weren't for that, I don't think I would ever have picked her up.
Because this is not fun. This is damage boosting someone that isn't doing anything. Meanwhile, you can be flying around your soldier, damage boosting him. Oh wait, my Sim's getting attacked. Let's help her so that the Genji overextends with dash. There's a lot of things you can force out by just being really good at Mercy. Right here, like they don't need heals, just damage boost. And on top of that, damage boost the soldier because he's activating. Right there, your Ryan's in there. I know that it's like, hey, this is where everyone's at, but you can peek this way and fly to your Ryan so you can help him out. Because the main focus is on the Ryan. You could go through here and still fly through. Because you're so fast. They realistically aren't going to stop you from doing that unless there's a Cassidy, unless they're really goated at the game.
Okay.
But again, on top of that, if you're with Soldier the whole time, Soldier's already helping the Ryan.
Right.
Soldier should also be on high ground where this would just be cake. You know?
Yeah.
But you're secluding yourself to a much harder position. Which, I mean, you don't get punished for it, but in higher elos you would. Okay. Okay, so the moment that there is a dragon, you want to make sure that you know where that dragon is before you stay in rooms like this, because this is like the most common dragon spot.
Okay.
So you do not want to just turn your back and pray. You want to make, as Mercy, you want to make sure that you're, I mean, fly to the Mercy, or the Ana that typically isn't going to have the dragon on her. He's going to drag in the people where he knows where they are. This is scary. This is really scary.
I think I feel it, and I'm like, oh god, what's happening?
Right here. Okay, you're just trying to set up for a super jump. I would still be helping your soldier. Okay. I'm gonna keep saying that.
Yeah.
It's fine that you're helping.
I need to get it in my head.
The moment that they are full health, or at least 2 ticks away from being full health, just damage boost. Okay. Especially Ana. Ana actually gets a lot done with her nano boost. Well, maybe I'm a little biased because, you know, I'm pretty solid at Ana, so I'm confident with the damage boost, but there's no reason to not damage boost when they're already max health. But here, I'd be helping the Zarya faster. I'd be helping the soldier that's shooting into grab, or maybe the Symmetra damage boosting this, because your heals aren't going to do anything against an entire team. Sorry, I highlighted the wrong team.
Okay.
Especially when you grab, like, kill that. Damage boost, damage boost.
It looks like we already lost this fight, and it kind of seemed like I was trying to GA and do a weird res from the hotel anyways, so I probably should have just backed off a little bit and started boosting the soldier.
I'm totally okay with this GA in. I would have just GA'd to your Symmetra here. You died because the guy got lucky with an arrow, not because he actually was good at the game and hit you. I mean,
if you watch from his angle, he didn't see me at all, too.
Yeah. I mean, like, I wouldn't GA into the res. I would GA into the sim to get here to damage boost the sim, and then maybe after the fight look for like a flank pistol kill.
Oh,
you could also go out for your life, but here's the thing: if they had a Lucio like they should, they would have just killed you after the fight anyways, and you would have staggered.
Okay.
But the same thing is this guy's visoring, like damage boost stat. Don't heal the Zarya. That's not going to get enough heals.
Okay.
Look for the kills because you're not going to out heal it as Mercy.
True.
I'm assuming you're going to switch to Moira after you ult. And once you get the ult, now you can lean off the gas, give Mimi some heals maybe when she gets back. Or he gets back, rather, I don't know. So immediately when they start walking in, I would look for the Valkyrie. What you do, awesome. Your Ana isn't here yet, so I'm okay with you like going hard with the heals. What I would do though, is if you are going to be Valking, always make sure you're in the sky, unless they're visoring or high nooning or anything that's going to aimbot you down. Okay. There's no reason to not be up here. It's so much harder to hit that, and splash damage just isn't going to affect you.
Okay.
Against their team, maybe the Hanzo hits you, but like just play around corners at that point.
Okay.
But
I don't know
you were so close to the ground that I thought you were going to get shattered. I was like, oh my god, no shot, right?
Yeah. I don't remember what video it was, but someone was like, oh, a common habit is to just go straight up in the air when you get Valk. So I've been trying to not do that. But maybe instead of just going straight up in the air, I can gradually get higher.
Yeah, don't just do this. Or sorry, how do I do it? Yeah, don't just go like this. Make sure you do that with a purpose at least. I mean, they're playing Brawl. You don't want to go straight up in the air if you see Hanzo, because then Hanzo can maybe shoot you, or Widow can maybe shoot you. But at least get up in the air and like you can play right here. Like no one's gonna be able to shoot you here.
Yeah.
But if you just go like up, Valk, wee, yeah, no, don't do that. That's a little much.
Okay.
But definitely get higher in the air, because you can do that, and you don't want to get shattered, or succumb to like an easy flick with like Cassidy, or I don't know. If the Cassidy's high nooning though, yeah, you want to make sure that you get behind cover. It's more so that important that you get under cover. And right here, you can also Guardian Angel much faster.
Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't going to anybody. I just was moving.
Because this Hanzo wouldn't be able to line up easy shots if you're like Sonic going, they're just gonna give up because they're like, I'm not getting value, whatever.
And if I'm in the damage that I'm currently trying to heal, then it kind of puts extra pressure on me and makes it more dangerous because I have a self heal, but I have to not be damaged in order to do it.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. Okay, but now we're on Moira, so we're shifting gears a little bit. A lot of Moira is resource management, which I don't know if you watched the ML7 video, but even ML7 doesn't resource manage like that well. So I wouldn't get too mad if you can't resource manage perfectly. All right, you're back with your team now. You don't have to heal when they're not, they're not taking damage. Don't heal. If you are going to heal, just tap it once. Don't hold on to it, because you didn't really do anything in a fight, and you're already down this much heals. That's bad. Don't do that.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Only thing that you need to do is tap, and then you maybe are like there. Okay, it's not thin enough, but you get what I mean. You're much closer.
Like barely tap it.
Yeah, because even if you you barely tap it, which I have it. No, that's damage. Never mind. You can't bind it to scroll wheel, but if you tap it, you maybe get to like there and healing resources, and that's a drastic difference. That's like a whole team fight win. You know?
It's kind of hard to tell sometimes how far the healing on Moira actually goes.
It goes very, very far. It goes very far.
Is it your video where you showed Hanamura, I think? It goes all the way across that last point?
It's Nepal, yeah. Nepal.
Is it that? Okay.
I can show you the guide then after that.
Okay.
Okay, damage is fine because the fight's already over. Just keep in mind that you want to keep this above half, if not more. Don't make it go lower when you don't have to have it go lower. I wouldn't look for a damage. I wouldn't even look for an orb right now. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Because you don't want to use resources. That's totally fine. Alright, cool. Right now, you're just going back and forth. This is fine. I wouldn't damage orb. I would heal orb almost every single time. I don't know if you remember the numbers, but it's like 9% for a max damage orb compared to a 13% for a max healing orb.
Right.
You almost always want to heal orb into a brawl. Because also the
Okay.
Diva's not going to eat the healing orb as well, because the healing orb goes at the same speed as your team walking without a Lucio. So if you throw it behind your team while they walk in, the D.Va realistically isn't going to be able to eat that unless she's just going to DM your Reinhardt and then she'll die.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so the healing orb, because we have missing health, is going to move slower and stay with our team. But if it's damaged,
because it's walking
damages,
speed.
it'll go over. Okay, that's...
And then if it's damaged, it's just going to go right into the D.Va, and all she has to do is right-click, and then she moves on. It's a little bit harder with the healing orb. And you get more ult charge in the long run. Until you're antied, and then it kind of doesn't do anything.
I went the wrong way there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna... That's pretty simplistic. Right here, you're just trying to get out. Make sure you're always jumping at the end of fade to get more distance, if that's what you want. And right here, I'd be telling your Zarya to get out. And then after that, look to just get some quick taps of damage, and then fade away. Let's see what you actually do. Because you don't want to be wasting resources when you already lost the fight.
I'm at low right now, too.
Yeah, you're very, very low. Actually, you can kill this Ryan, so damage orb. Yeah, go for it. And now just keep walking. Look to get some more. Yep, this is fine. She's antied, so you're just going for damage. Okay, I can definitely tell you're a lot more comfortable in Moira.
Can you? Oh,
yeah.
That's so interesting.
Right here, I would say you want to just walk in and F the bomb, but I'm not going to really hard go over your Moira because this is mostly a Mercy VOD. But yeah, I can definitely tell that you're a lot better at Moira than you are at Mercy. Like, you definitely have played this character a lot more. And understand at least some of the stuff I've been saying. So... Okay, I like the fade in. Heal orb. I would heal orb. Oh, you don't have it. Heal orb immediately here. Yep, get your ult. And then coalescence. Nice. You want to make sure that you're lining up your team as much as possible. So in this situation, I understand that you want to heal your Rhine. You do want to rotate over this way, though, where your Rhine is blocking and get damage as well as healing.
Ooh, okay.
Every time you're playing with Coalescence, you want to line it up as best as you possibly can, unless you get the situation where you throw a damage orb in the sky and can kill a pharmacy. That's a different orb, or that's a different usage for it. But that's a little niche. The 90% of the time you're going to be looking to Cola in a line as much as you can.
I move faster, so I probably could have made it there in time.
And yeah, that was good. This is much better than the Mercy currently, but that's also because you worked more on it. The aggression is great here too. Okay, that is the moment that you messed up.
Yeah.
Because you see that the Genji's getting healed, you're not going to out-damage that, and you fade it in, you die here. Okay, maybe not. The Genji just... Okay, you should have died there.
Should have.
I'm okay with that damage orb because you're just trying to get ult charge. But at this point, there's a Rhine shield in your face, and you have all the resource that you need. You already got it back. So I would just be getting it. That is not a good orb because now the fight's going to start and you don't have the heal for yourself. Or for the heal for your team.
Great here.
Didn't need a fade there because your Rhine had the shield. Trust your Rhine there. It's a good heal orb. You need to be healing that because he's taking big damage from a Nano Rhine and getting in Dragon. So lay off the damage there. This is really good positioning for heals. Good heal orb. You fade away from the Genji. Okay, your team messed up there. You lose the fight. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Go next.
The heal orb have changed that, do you think? Or
I mean, it's a Nano Blade and your team didn't touch, so there's really nothing that you're going to do to win that fight. You already lost. Just go next. Your team messed up.
Okay.
I wouldn't really look at that too much.
Even 13 plus 80 wouldn't have given me my coal or anything.
And I mean, in the long run, it will matter, but like in this current situation and with all the other things you need to focus on,
right?
Just you lost the fight. Whatever. Go next.
Okay.
Especially we've been in this for a while. I don't want to overload. Okay, looking for a damage. It's fine because I don't think your team's going to take this fight anytime soon. Make sure you don't tunnel vision on that too hard because it's not really hard. The moment he gets close, you quick flick over. Make sure you're always knowing what's going on in characters like this because Moira, it's not going to take you a lot of mechanics to get good at Moira. You just got to play the game. Learn what's going on.
I heard the Genji up there.
Yeah, I mean, that's an okay damage orb. I think I would have just held it. Or at least had it just at an angle where you know it's going to hit him a little bit to force him out. Or at least scout him.
An airball.
Yeah. Unlucky. Whatever, you're going to be fine. I don't think you need the fade because you already saw that it hit your Rhine. So I think the better option there was just heal orb earlier. Okay, that definitely was not meant to be a damage orb. I think you meant the heal orb and you messed up.
Yeah.
Now you have Ko, and you have a grab as well. You're pretty much just playing the damage orb before you Ko. Or at least use, and you have to use your orb before you go, at least.
Didn't do it very well, I don't think. Because this
as long
is
as
still
you
kind
used
of a
it, it's
new
fine.
concept.
That's a good heal orb. You didn't use any of your resources, which is fine. Okay, you faded backwards. You don't need to do that. You can just time your fade for right before the bomb explodes, Cole after. Because right now, you're in a really bad place for Co.
Yeah.
And now your Ana's gonna die for it. Okay, maybe not. Your Ana's just goaded. Okay, that's great. Yeah, this is good positioning for a Co. I'd wait. In terms of that Hanzo thing, I would just force him out. The moment you force him out, keep going with the team that's down here. Keep getting consistent streams of value. But yeah, you guys win this fight then.
I think I just threw the orb to make sure he wasn't coming back.
That's totally fine if you wanted to go for that. I mean, there's probably a better use for it, but I'm not gonna micro that hard. Okay, and that brings us to the end of the VOD. That's an hour-long VOD. I hope you got something out of it. But let's get a few takeaways here.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Do you have a notepad or something to write notes on?
Oh, I can get one.
That would probably be the best way to do this. Just let me know whenever you're ready then.
Okay. Alright, I'm ready.
Okay. I'm left-handed trying to write right-handed with a mouse. Mobility. This is most of these notes are for Mercy because we saw very little of your Moira gameplay.
Okay.
In terms of Mercy, mobility is kind of what I'm going to put under, but it's allow yourself to be aware. And I would write the whole thing. I'm just going to say aware.
Yeah.
Allow yourself to be aware and don't feel constrained. The moment that you feel constrained as Mercy, you have to look at what's going on and maybe switch characters, maybe switch the way you're playing. Look at your DPS, kind of what's going on with that. And the thing is, if your DPS are not getting value the current way that you are playing Mercy, you just need to switch because you're beating your head into a wall.
True.
Because if you're not getting value, like good, consistent value as Mercy currently in the meta, there's just so many other better options right now. Like Bap and Brig are just so busted. There's just no reason to not be playing them unless you're getting crazy value in other characters. At least at the highest level.
The Brawl comp, too, you were saying she isn't necessarily the best pick for that. That's
for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Because you don't have things to fly to. They need speed to really get activated. Meanwhile, characters like Echo Farah, Soldier, Tracer, well, not Tracer, but those kind of characters get activated but with range and they just need more damage.
Okay.
But that's like very basic stuff and it gets much more intense than that, but I think that's good enough for like a start in terms of understanding it. Number 2, I would just say damage and don't be afraid if someone dies from you trying to get more damage and get more utility value out of yourself. The reason why it's called support and not healers is because they are meant to do more than just heal. So when someone's full health or like only 1 tick of damage down, just look for damage. Look to go for damage here because realistically, if they die, it was because of a one shot that you wouldn't be able to out heal if they're like 1 tick of damage down.
It's a really
Meanwhile,
good point, yeah.
damage is. I mean, sure you could just click over real quick, but don't stay on the healing beam. You're not getting any value out of that. The moment that you do see damage, just click it over. It's not terribly difficult. What's up?
Maybe a sub point there could be thinking about the amount of damage that I expect them to take, and can I even out heal it?
So threat levels, which is a good point. I'm not going to go too far in depth about threat levels because that's just going to overload your brain, and it's much easier to understand if you look at like Baptiste with Immortality Field. That's how you can measure threat levels a lot. It's a lot easier to see and understand that on that character, which I do have videos for that. Maybe I can make another one based on like alt track and all that. I mean, I don't remember, to be honest. It's been a bit since I've looked at those guides. Because I mean, I don't really have the time to look at my own, but everything I said pretty much stays true. I just don't remember exactly what I covered and everything. So if you have questions, let me know. So the last thing I usually give people is, hey, 30 minutes of Vext every day to improve your aim, yada yada. I'm not going to give you that because, I mean, Moira and Mercy don't necessarily need the aim, and you're doing fine in that regard. What I would say is alt tracking and learning how alts work and how fast ultimates go and all the like weird niche stuff. Okay. Which, to be honest, I might make a video like how to track every character's ultimate. I might do that. What are you going to do to track a Rhine ult? Well, how many swings does he have? That's really good.
Ooh.
Please DM me. Please DM me so I don't forget that. I'm going to make that a video for next week. Okay, that's the video for next week. We're going to do that. We're going to do that because that's actually a really good video idea, and I don't want to forget that.
I would benefit so much from that. You have no idea.
The big thing with alt tracking, if you want to learn it now, is I don't know if you watch Contenders or Overwatch League or just any like higher level tournaments, like even tier 3. A lot of it's like before every fight in like Overwatch League, in the Overwatch League viewer, what you could do, take the HUD off of the top that shows you where all their ultimates are, and just like predict what one team's ults are, and maybe what they're gonna use that fight, and how you're gonna stop them from doing that. That's what I used to do when I was really into the game, and now I'm kind of like, I just want to help people out. When I was really trying to go pro, I was like, you watch this, you're like, okay, you watch your role, you're like, okay, this is the ultimates they have, this is what they're probably going to do, this is what we're going to do, how am I going to position myself, when am I going to get aggressive? There's a lot that goes into it, but this is where I started to learn ult tracking. I was just like, okay, I'm going to watch Overwatch League. All right, what do I think they have after that fight? And it was GOATs when I was trying to learn this, so it was very difficult to ult track because people could get ults extremely quick, and you had to be you had to have good attention to detail. Yeah.
Well, that's such a good tip, though. I never even thought of that. I've been trying to learn since maybe June how to ult track, and I still am at the point where I feel like I'm just noticing when like Reinhardt looks a little bit more aggressive, or you can see that Reaper trying to find some cheeky flank, and
oh yeah, I mean that's something that could definitely go in. Yeah. But if like, for example, if their Zarya was max charge and they full beamed your diva, that's like 35% ult to grab back in the day, which currently translates to I think like 29%.
Ooh, okay.
I know that fact only because I learned ult tracking in GOATs, and that was just a very common thing. So it's like, if the Zarya full beams your diva, she probably has grab soon.
Oh, okay. I like knowing when their Ana has nano. That's something I struggle with right
I think
now.
honestly, I think a video covering that topic, that's definitely what I'm going to do. Because that is a really, really important thing that I haven't covered yet, and I don't know why I haven't. Mostly because Flex Support doesn't do it, but I still know how to do it because I've done it for a lot of the teams I'm on. I was on in the past.
I don't think there's really great videos out there either, because I've seen them and they don't help me.
Because the thing is with a lot of creators is it's a lot of band-aid fixes because they want to get the content out, and just I don't blame them because I mean burnout's real, but take a break, man,
Well, and they also kind of have to have consistent work if it's their livelihood,
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't my livelihood, but I do try to keep it consistent because I would love it to be.
Yeah.
But
I just assume, I assume it's their livelihood, but maybe it isn't. Either way, I've watched them, and generally I walk away with just play the game some more, and you'll get it eventually.
Which is true, but when you came to the guide to get help, you want to learn something.
Yeah, and I've been doing it for so long that sometimes I'm like, oh, so is there something wrong with me because I'm not getting it yet? Or, that's where I start to get discouraged. And I think a video like how you're describing would be so helpful for people like myself. Yeah.
And I think I'll make that for next week. I already have a plan for this week. If I can't pull through with it, I might do that this week. I'm not sure, though.
Epic. Thank you. Yeah, that's so cool.
But do you have any other questions before I end out the VOD?
I guess just really quickly for Moira, it sounded a little bit like maybe I needed to just focus on when and where to fade, perhaps, and obviously not getting this Moira goggles on. And practicing that, was it canceling the animation with Cole using the orb?
No, so the thing is with Cole is that you always want to use your orb before Cole because there's no reason for you not to. The Cole is worth 6 seconds, and then orb's on a 7-second cooldown. You might as well throw orb every time.
Oh,
so make sure that you throw the orb. You'll get it back by the time you're done with Cole.
Oh, even
That's
if I
the
don't
idea.
get the animation cancel, it's not like a total flop?
No. The most important thing is that you get the orb out.
Okay. Oh.
Because you're just getting more value. It's value that you miss out if you don't do it. So
right.
You always want to make sure you orb. I'm not going to go like super hard into that Moira stuff just because I didn't get a whole lot of time. Yeah. And it was near the end of the VOD review, so maybe I wasn't so as sharp as what I would be at the start of a VOD review.
And you have a whole video on Moira too.
Yeah, and that video is actually pretty decent because that was when Moira was actually like good. So I think I knew what I was talking about.
Watched it maybe 8 times. I feel like I have to watch it. I learn something, and then I play a few games with that new thing and watch it again.
That's good. I mean, that's why I always give these. I don't give you everything you possibly could have done better in these takeaways. You want to look at number 1 and make sure you finish that, and then number 2, make sure you finish that, and number 3 is like you can do it on your own. That's what we used to do when I was playing on attack mode, which I mean, whatever. Tier 2.5 team, whatever, pretty much professional level, whatever. Very good coaching. My coaching was always saying, it was always good coaching. It was like, you know that there's a lot of things that you could do better, and I know you see those, but you have to dedicate each scrim to one thing, because you need to go one step at a time, because if you overload yourself, you're only going to hold yourself back.
Yeah,
which
I end
ultimately
up not
was why, ultimately that's why I quit the Path to Pro, because I was trying to stream, I was trying to do content, I was trying to play professionally, I was trying to do well in college, and I also had a girlfriend. It just wasn't going to work out. So I cut out Path to Pro, I did content, Maybe I'll go back to it after school's done.
If you ever do, I am a huge stan. I totally support you.
I might go back. I might.
If it's a dream of yours, I hope that you don't give up on it. I get if you have like a lot of, wheels turning all at the same time, sometimes, what they used to say when I was in the Guard is that you can't serve 2 masters. And I understand that, but sometimes, like for you, you've really got something in you that's special, and if you really want to pursue something like that, you shouldn't just write it off, because things like college are always there. I'm 30 and I just graduated. And maybe like with resource managing on Moira, there are things that maybe in real life you could also do to make it so that you can still gain more value or pursue your professional dreams.
Yeah.
And again, I'm speaking from a naive standpoint. I have no idea what actually goes into making that happen. It may not be possible to have, everything going. But surely there are other people that are pros that have girlfriends and do other things too, right?
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, a lot of it's just like, I just didn't have the time. I probably could have made the time. I think I just need a break from it. So, I mean, I'm not trying to say, like, I'm never going to go back to it. I think, I never said anything to this to anyone on YouTube. If you're watching for an hour and 13 minutes, God bless you, man. Or, you know what? Bless you, dude. I don't know. Awesome, dude. But what I'm saying, I don't talk about this a lot. I mean, personally, right now, I don't think I could be playing Overwatch. To be that good in tier 2 and try to go tier 1, you got to be putting in like 8+ hours a day, and I just don't have the time to do that. I also don't want to not go to college right now. I don't love the game enough to be putting that much time in right now. I do not love the game enough anymore. There's a lot of problems with it that I really dislike, and I can't do it.
And that's fair.
That's why after college, if Overwatch 2 is great, and I have a year off to try to really push for it, I will. If I want to, I'm gonna do what I want. Right now, I kind of sat down with my coaches. They're like, "Do you want to do content or you want to do Path to Pro?" I was like, "Dude, I want to do content. I can't do this. I'm burnt out after only 2 hours a week, of scrims. I can't do it." So I mean,
then do what you're passionate about. Then
and that's why I'm doing content.
Support you. I think that you're doing a great job at that. By the way, I think that your videos are really special, and I've shared them with so many people because they've really helped me.
And I'm going to keep doing that until Overwatch 2 and we have more content to actually go over. Let's go!
Woo!
But yeah, if you don't have any other questions, if you do, you can just DM me about them, or we can keep talking after. I'm going to close the video out. If you were watching for an hour and 14 minutes, I hope you got something out of this VOD. Honestly, there's a lot that I said in this VOD that I've never talked about before, and I think this was really helpful. I will put out a video about Kovacs probably this Thursday if any of you guys are interested. I was supposed to do that in the summer and then I never did. But yeah, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. But until next time, I'm gonna peace out and Paz out. I'll see you in the next one.